Vaughn Reese. The last one you just saw were the men I produced with my sister. We were both in there.
My name is Barbara Gambone, and I'm the director for Children of the Trains, Street Children in Thailand.
My name is Benjamin Lowy. I was the DOP of Escape, which was directed by my wife, Margaret.
Hi, I'm Lisa Sarasoli. Can everybody hear me just fine? Okay, I'm good to go. I directed 14 Days with Alzheimer's, and it was shot in Michigan in my home.
Okay, so I'm going to start off with a couple of questions for each of them. I wanted to know, how did Nora feel about you documenting her illness, and did she know you were documenting her illness most of the time?
I would say most of the time she probably didn't know that I was documenting the illness. However, I told her over and over. For those of you who I shoved a bookmark in their face, I know there's like half you out there at least, right? I started out writing a book about our lives and times together, and I incorporated her into that a lot. So that book is called As Nora Jo Fades Away, and it's got a real pretty picture of her on the cover. So that book was out prior to my deciding to make a film about us. So she got to see that every day in the house, and she thought she was just gorgeous. So that was like kind of fun. Every time she walked past the book, she'd go, "Who's that good-looking chick?" And so then I said, you know what? We're going to start filming this good-looking chick because we're going to create some Alzheimer's awareness, some authentic Alzheimer's awareness with some very raw footage, as you all saw. And so I did remind her over and over again, even when she said, you know, she said I got that goddamn Alzheimer's, I was actually interviewing her. So sometimes I interviewed her, and sometimes, particularly when she was in some of her diluted states from the illness, I was just filming her. My original plan was to shoot 3 months in our lives, and so that I could sort of show like the ups and the downs, and the tragedies, and then the odd but almost joyous moments too that have occurred that were occurring throughout our lives as we were taking care of her with Alzheimer's, particularly because I had my little daughter Jazz. So we had some different dynamics going on simultaneously in this house, you know, a lot of dimensions. But as everyone knows from watching the film, Graham had a heart attack. It's kind of funny when you decide that your lead in a documentary is 90 and has an illness, an incurable illness like Alzheimer's disease, you know. She obviously forgot she was supposed to stay alive for the next 3 months and decided it was her time. So I got 6 weeks worth of filming. The first month was the first 7 days, but then the last 7 days were consecutive. I put everything really low so that my daughter could reach her stuff if she needed to, and she sort of helped me take care of Graham too, because they had a lot of things in common for a while, like the coloring, you know, like Go Fish, and of course my daughter was always wanting to, you know, race her to the car, race her to the park, and she liked winning, so that worked out really well for her. But, you know, other than that, I think that my daughter added so much purpose to my grandma's life, and then also enhanced my caregiving ability. I had a lot to deal with in the last 7 days while I was trying to explain to her what death was, though, you know, there wasn't a lot of time, and Grandma was in her home while she was dying, so like there was a lot going on and not a lot of sleep for Mom. In fact, that scene in the bathroom, the last scene that I mixed as sort of like a montage with the coloring scene, that was on my iPhone because I had no intention of filming that scene, but she just started saying some really cool stuff and started singing, and I had my phone with me just in case my husband or someone needed me, and so I just put it on us. So that scene is like taken out of, you know, really out of left field.
And my favorite scene was the coloring scene, seeing the commonality between your daughter and
yeah, and that was such a simple scene, wasn't it?
Layer to it.
Yeah.
I wondered if you had any situations like that during the tenure of her illness.
We did, when we tried to bathe her, and that was a bit of a nightmare. She couldn't hurt us though, and she may have actually hit my daughter in that one scene. I mean, she's hit a few people. I did not capture that on film. I think I probably would have captured a really nice shower scene or a really awful shower scene like previously to that, because taking a shower is incredibly frightening for people with Alzheimer's disease. There is too much going on, there's too much for the senses, and they get cold, and they don't like the sound of the water. So it was always a really frightening experience for her. The scene in the beginning, the 2 a.m. scene, she was really combative before I realized I should just pick up a camera because she was trying to escape. But she wasn't the kind of person, and I think it really is just luck and personality, and there's nothing you can do to control it, who did walk around and really tried to hit people. Sometimes she was a little bit verbal and she loved to swear, and it did seem like she drank a lot of beer in the movie, but mostly she was just asking for it, like due to the illness.
What, if any, did you cut out of the film that you really want to get in, but you have to, cut things out, period?
I just got done talking a lot, so I was going to wait, but I'll start. I actually, I didn't add, I have my executive producer, Ken Atchity, in the audience. Hello, Ken, thank you for coming. And he helped me with a lot of the editing, and my producing partner, Aaron Sloan. But one of the things I cut out, and I'm not even sure if you got to see this, Ken, was that I had a breakdown, 2 different breakdowns that I filmed, but I didn't put them in there because the film quality was so poor, and we already know that the quality of my film was low anyway. It was very low budget, so the sound and the film quality of both those scenes was extremely poor, and it just, I couldn't even figure out how to fit it in and make it be doable. If and when this turns into a feature, and I get some real big smart people with lots of money behind me, they might know how to do all that fancy stuff. That's what I'm thinking.
Every time I get to watch her, it's kind of like I get to visit with her. So that's really special to me because she was such a character and she had so much life. On a bigger level, I'm really happy that I filmed it because I didn't even realize I was getting any of the caregiving right. So you kind of get to look back and you're like, oh, the silly signs in your house actually really helped her, and the child safety lock, and even, you probably didn't notice this, but I noticed all the things I took away in my house, vases or rugs, we had plastic glasses so that she couldn't hurt herself, we had baby gates, and now I can actually go to film festivals or memory care facilities, nursing care facilities, and I can talk about all this stuff. That I actually did, and now I can't forget that I did it because I have it on film. The last film festival that I was at was really neat because this woman came up to me afterwards and she said, I'm moving my mother in a month, and I've been making this list of everything I have to take away from her because of her Alzheimer's disease, and now I've seen your film and I get to make a list of everything she gets to keep. And I thought that was really cool. I'm like, that's just about the coolest thing I've ever heard, that my film just changed your perspective on what your mom, can and can't do and what she can and can't have, because they're already losing so much. I just wanted to say quickly that I do have bookmarks, and I also have my film. If anybody has a caregiver or knows people who are dealing with Alzheimer's, I'd be happy to give you a movie if you think it'll help anybody. And I'm honored to be here and in such great company. Your films were so beautiful. Thank you. I want to thank all of you.